So it's going to be very personal, but the reason I want to do this is because I think that a lot of people understand or think they understand depression, but not a lot of people have actual examples of what it feels like to have long-standing depression. So I figure if I share my story, it might help someone identify that in themselves, or at least know how to support someone who's going through it. Where's my light? There we go. So I'll share my story, and I'll also share what ended up helping me in the end and completely turned my life around and brought me to where I am today, functioning on a totally different level. So first I'll start at the end. When my depression reached when it reached the worst point for me, it's not that I had thoughts of hurting myself, but I just didn't want to live. So I was about to turn 40 and I felt that my life was pretty much complete. I didn't really need to do anything else. I felt that it wouldn't matter anyway. And so it was basically like getting ready to walk across the street and have a car hit me. That's how bad it got. Another point during my almost 30 years of depression was when I started getting tattoos. So there's what else? I have lots. And so I started getting tattoos in my 30s. I didn't think much of it at the time. A lot of people get tattoos, but now I know that I was trying to hurt myself. So it was different ways of actually trying to hurt myself. So I would say that there were a lot of feelings of guilt, feelings of anger, going through life, thinking that you're doing the right thing or that you are fulfilling somebody's view of what life or what it means to be alive is, but not really feeling it. Not really feeling like it's yours, not feeling like you are the creator of your own existence, and not really fully feeling like you know what you are even talking about. For a while, I also had thoughts that nobody wanted me around. So it was like a combination of low self-worth, self-esteem, and feeling abandonment, constantly feeling abandonment, in a way where it's like, on the one hand, feeling like no one truly gets me and no one wants to be around me. On the other hand, feeling like I don't want anyone around. So there's a lot of like these really thick, heavy feelings, not being able to cry in front of people, not being able to express my real feelings, feeling like no one will ever understand me, feeling like it doesn't matter if I tried. And ultimately, it stemmed for me from trauma, different types of trauma. First of all, generational trauma. My grandmother went through the war, World War II in Europe. In Eastern Europe. My mom also kind of carried that heaviness with her. And then I was born into it in 1980, where my grandmother had just gone through the war only, 50, right? 35 years earlier. Like 35 years is nothing. And so there was a lot of like generational stuff, but also a lot of my own. And my own stuff was like leaving my homeland behind, losing friends, being misunderstood, having to learn the language, being picked on, bullied. It was all this web that made me feel very unsafe. So for such a long time, I experienced depression. And actually, it was so long that it ended up feeling like my personality trait. Like people would call me Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, because I was always like, what else is going to happen today? Like, what, haven't I suffered enough? Like why me? A lot of negativity, and I didn't understand why some people in my life reacted by leaving when I was negative. So anyway, and then long story short, when I discovered homeopathy, it was because I had pain in my liver region. And so when I was prescribed natural Moriaticum, it was based on all of those emotional symptoms that I have just described, and also the physical, the pain, specific foods that I liked, highly salted foods such as pickles, salted fish, just extra saltiness, salted nuts. And those were all indications that I needed natural Moriaticum. Let me tell you, after being on it at 30C potency once daily, for only a couple of weeks, I could already feel a shift. Like I couldn't even understand what was happening to me. I was terrified of saying that I was feeling happy. I was terrified of saying I was feeling joyful, because to me that meant that I was going to jinx it. It was all going to disappear, and it felt so good. And that's why homeopathy gave me my life back, basically, after I didn't even know it was possible to get it back. So that's when I started studying homeopathy, and basically I haven't stopped since, and I will always, always, always continue to share about the wonders of this particular modality.